you have no say-so in this. You left me. You chose somebody other than me. You have no choice in this. None. Today we are going to be doing a review on The Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I just finished it, and I have to say that I am really glad I chose this book to read. I finished January off reading this book, and I was pleasantly surprised that I liked this, because I didn't like the other recommendations that I found. So when I read this one and I liked it, it was a little bit of a relief. So you have the main character, Xingyan, who lives on the moon with her mother, the moon goddess. Her mother is imprisoned there due to stealing the immortal elixir from her husband and taking it because she was dying while she was pregnant with Xingyan. So she took the immortal elixir to save both of them. She is imprisoned on the moon because of this, and once Xingyan's presence is found out, her mother makes her leave, and she is now in the celestial kingdom. Things happen, and she becomes the prince's companion, and they learn books, and they learn how to sword fight and shoot bows and arrows. So she learns all of it, and I'm glad that they actually do this, because a lot of books will be like, well, you're a female, so you can't learn how to fight because you're a female. And they do have one kingdom that they go to, and they're like, we don't let our women fight in our army. So I am glad that they let her learn how to fight. So we have all of this, and she becomes a warrior and fights with the army, but is not of the army because she didn't want a title. And you have all of these events happening. She's betrayed by someone, and she is forced to take actions on a few things. It is so hard not to speak with spoilers on this book because, oh my goodness, there are so many of them. Whew, sorry, I'm hitting my coffee cup that's in my lap. So, from this point forward, I will be speaking on spoilers. That is my brief overview. These will be spoilers. We have the ultimate betrayal, where she is kidnapped by Wenjia, and all of her possessions are stolen, including the dragon pearls, which she needed to free her mother. She finally fights free and is able to free the dragon's essence from the pearls, and then returns to the emperor, where the emperor is so angry because he wanted the dragon's essence, not just the dragon pearls. But he didn't say that. He said he only wanted the pearls. So everybody else believes that she did. I mean, it was a big ordeal, and he shot her with lightning, and she almost died. But in the end, her mother was freed. I really enjoyed the character development. Xingyan is at the beginning of the book, she is very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Sheltered? She's very, very sheltered. She doesn't know anybody. She only knows of her mother and the attendant that is there, and that's all she knows, and that was enough for her. But when she left, she realized that she's never had a friend before, and so she makes friends and ends up falling in love with the prince and all of this. And it's just the character development, and even how strong she is throughout all of this, and how she stands up for herself and is like, this is not okay how you are treating me. I really liked that because she was not afraid to stand up for herself. She was not afraid to be like, you have no say so in this. You left me. You chose somebody other than me. You have no choice in this. None. So go over there. Even when she was feeling the complete opposite. And I applaud her for that because it's very hard to do something like that. So you have her doing that. Then you also have her during battle. She's afraid, but she's still doing what she needs to do. And it's just one of those things where it's amazing to see a character that's fighting that is still afraid and is not just gung-ho and immediately good at things. She messes up and you see her mess up. And then she overcomes those and goes and wins the battle, but she still has a lot of hard things happen to her. It's not just easy. Then you also have how she has remorse for the things that the people and the things that she fights and kills and shoots down because she's good with the bow and arrow. So she shoots things down. And you have all of this. I also love how they incorporated the father into her as well, where she is good with the bow and arrow and her father is the well-known archer of his age, of his era. And I enjoyed that they put part of him in her, and it wasn't just that she was her mother's daughter. She had that part of her father in it as well. I thought that was very much needed in this day and age. I do not really care for the love triangle at all, but I do understand the aspect of it. It wasn't, you have her love triangle with these two people, but one was because this one was no longer viable, so she moves on, and it takes a year or so. It takes a while for her to move on, and she does, but she still looks back and longs for that relationship with the first person. And you see that, and I don't really like the love triangle deal, and I kind of wish that it was ended, or the other person, but I understand because they needed people in there for betrayals and everything else, and I enjoy the friendships that she has. And to me, it was just the character growth and character development in this book was spot on. I really liked it. It did remind me of the overall story did remind me of the plot devices in your Chinese dramas and your Korean dramas. I've watched those, and so to me the book was predictable, but because of the main character being amazing and likable and relatable, it was easier to read, and I was okay with the predictability of it. Whereas in another book, it was very predictable, but I did not like the main character, so I didn't end up liking the story because the main character was not relatable and was just not something I really cared for. But here, I enjoyed this character, and even with the book being predictable, because I had seen a plot like it, and I even in my head knew that someone was going to end up betraying her, and I already knew who it was because it was kind of obvious. I was okay with that. I was okay, and it didn't bother me that much. Now, I would probably give, I'd say a 4.5 because of the predictability. Now, if there was a twist in there that made it so it wasn't as predictable as a regular Chinese drama, then I probably would have given it 5 stars. But I'll give it 4.5. I liked the characters. They were very well thought out, fleshed out. The world was it was built very well, and I just really enjoyed this book. It does have magic in it, but it is not the overarching theme. It's thrown in here and there, but you have mostly just the fantastical elements of dragons and then the immortals, how they're all a different. It's the Chinese myths, so it's based on Chinese myths, so you're going to have that in there. I would recommend it for an adult. It is clean. It does have some kissing in it, and some of the scenes where they kiss are detailed, but it doesn't, that I can remember, it doesn't have very many groping. In fact, the young adult book that I just finished had way more groping in it than this book did. Just gonna throw that out there. And this is geared towards adults. The other was geared towards a young adult, which means it was geared towards teenagers. And I digress. I'm moving on from that. Anyway, this book, I like it. I like it a lot. But that is all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed my review as much as I enjoyed this book. So if you like it, let me know what you liked about the book so we can discuss it in the comments. If you don't like the book, let me know too, because honestly, I would like to know why you don't like it. If it's, I would like to know. So leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.